Hello and welcome to the LA Astra versus Arizona Sidewinders game. My name's Dina Slattery, bringing you the play-by-play commentary.
My name's Daniel Coble. I'll be bringing you color commentary today.
Today we have a matchup that's very important for the standings in this WUL. We have the Sidewinders, who did not defeat the Super Bloom yesterday, as well as the Astra, so we'll see if they can take each other down for this.
Yeah, and today's going to be really important for the Sidewinders especially. This is their last game of the season, and they really have to win this game to end up 3-3 and fight for that fourth place seed in the standings to make it on the championship weekend.
Yeah, we'll see how they can deal with the LA Astra stars like Maggie O'Connor.
Yeah, Maggie O'Connor really did an excellent job yesterday, making impact plays, not only catching the deep shots from the Astra O-line, but also making deep shots herself to Ella Melik downfield. And we'll be looking to see her impact on this game today as Astra fights to stay in it.
If I were on the Sidewinders, I'd be looking out for her bombs and her runs. She's a star for them through and through. On the Sidewinders, Aubrey Dietrich is probably the person to look out for. She's able to hit the end zone open all the time. With Jade McLaughlin grinding the unders, she is the deep threat for the Sidewinders.
And with the opening rosters, we will be coming to a flip fairly shortly. And there's a few different aspects of this game that we're going to be kind of looking for more in depth.
It's not nearly as windy as it was yesterday, so it'll be interesting to see what sort of defensive schemes these teams come up with.
Yep, so up here we can see the keys to the game. For the Sidewinders, it's really going to be hitting the deeps. Yesterday, they're really going for the deep shots. The wind is obviously a huge factor, so it's a little less windy today than it was yesterday, so we're going to see really them look to hit those deeps and make those connections.
I would love to see the Sidewinders play a more polished game where they possess the disc and maintain that O-line throughout the entire point. We have the flip.
Defense, offense. Astra's taking the M. Astra's taking the M. Could y'all flip side? No. Nope, that's right. Cool. Astra's taking the M. So we.
Looks like Astra will be receiving on the south end of the field. That little bit of wind picking up into it, they may have to go a little, maybe a little upwind. That's a little bit more crossy from where we are. So it looks, hopefully we'll be seeing the offense take the field. We see Snake moving off the field back to the Arizona sideline.
Looks like LA's O-line includes Stephanie Pritchard, Sharon Sang, Caitlin Weaver, Maggie O'Connor, Connie Wang, Avalon Igawa, and Dina Elamilik.
And yesterday, Connie Wang was really good with the disc and being a big cog and helping them move the disc back and forth and moving it laterally down the field. So she'll be pretty important today as well.
I thought Caitlin Weaver also did a great job. Despite being on the O-line, I saw her come up with several Ds.
So down here for Arizona, we have some of their defensive players. They're starting 7. We have Marilyn Reich, Sam Myland, Alexander Daniels, Liz Murphy, Megan Maxfield, Cody Lippincott, and Jade McLaughlin.
It'll be interesting to see what sort of defense the Sidewinders come out against LA. They used a lot of box and one on the main handler previously, bringing 3 flyers down in a zone and sagging in those passing lanes. So we'll see if they do that again.
Yeah, the Astra have pretty good success, both against the Wild and Super Bloom yesterday with their zone. So even if the wind's a little bit smaller, I'm looking forward to seeing them test the Sidewinders handlers, not only test their patience, maybe test their more difficult over-the-top throws as well.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll be playing more of a field position game or possession game.
And Astra is going to be coming out with their starting O-line. We see Pritchard, Alamelik, O'Connor, Sang. And it looks like Kruger and
Connie Wang.
Oh, and Igawa.
Igawa, I thought, was especially good when playing zone defense. She was extremely aggressive, going for any sort of D she could find, hunting, hungry for Ds. I'd be a little nervous if I was handling against her.
I think especially with the 7-second stall, we saw yesterday a lot that 7-second stall really has resulted in quite a few turns, quite a few a little more rushed throws than they'd like to have, or maybe are used to have with you know, regular club experience. So it's a much different sense of internal clock and pressure. And the incoming pull.
And we're off. Betsy Bash with the pull. And bounce to the middle of the field. LA picks up. And Sidewinders do appear to be in a saggy zone, fronting the downfielders. LA swings. Connie with the disc, looking for Maggie deep. Decides to dump it. Playing smart. Oh, here. Dump and swing. Dina with the disc. Nice possession. Oh, working it in the middle of the field. Connie to Igawa.
Ooh.
Almost a D there. Sidewinders still in this zone.
They're trying to pick up into person as they get close to the red zone.
Astra knocking on the door. And it's a goal.
Yeah, great job by Astra, really to look for those rough, like maybe tougher dumps, but hit them with good execution. So we have a call though.
LP on the mark.
But we have a pre-stall. 4, 3, 2, 1. Disc in.
And a break to Maggie for the goal.
Maggie O'Connor with the score. That's the first time we said this today, but it will not be the last.
Great hold from Astra there, just playing patient offense, dumping and swinging it, playing into their system.
Yeah, I really like what they did with their dumps, where one of them kind of set back a lot farther to open up room for a more sideways dump.
Here we have a replay of that goal. Connie to Maggie.
It's a wonderful break.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Astra really pulled back on those dumps, opened up as many windows as possible for their handlers against this Sidewinder little zony defense. And
yeah,
now
pulling back 4 handlers tends to help with those types of zones. Today's weather, it's a beautiful 65 degrees. It says winds at 7 miles per hour, but I think it might be a little bit gustier than that here at the stadium.
It does appear that it is going a little more north and south, so it will be a little bit upwind, downwind, but I don't think too much of a factor for these professional throwers. Maybe some of these deep shots or some of these may have a little bit higher float on them, but other than that, it should be pretty clean.
Astra also coming out in a sort of junk zone, sagging in the lanes, taking away those in cuts.
Wonderful bladey flick over the top. We talked about that at the beginning, about them testing their Sidewinders, handlers, and these big throws they're making. And they're passing that test.
Nice possession. Oh. Great grab. Nice save. Jade's got an open receiver.
Ooh, they're breaking through it. Ooh.
Astra staying in the zone.
And there is the first D of the game. She wanted that one. She saw it coming up 3 seconds before it happened.
I believe it was Igawa as called. That girl's hunting for Ds. Look out. She's got the disc, holsters it, and we have a pick call.
So there are a few differences between maybe more traditional club USA U Ultimate and the professional leagues. As opposed to a 10-second stall, it is a 7-second stall, as well as the pick rules are slightly different as well. You have to be much closer to your person during a pick call for that pick to have effect. LA in their vertical stack.
And another call. Stall.
There's that 7-second stall clock.
Server, we are having a stall. So it's a turnover. Tap the disc.
Sidewinders disc.
There's that 7-second stall again coming at.
It does make those vertical stacks difficult. And we have an immediate boost deep. Jade's there, but Igawa gets the D.
Way to get it back. And we saw the keys to the game that Sidewinders really are going to look for these deep shots all game. They are not going to stop just because a few don't go their way. They're going to keep putting them up, especially for their taller players. I see they were looking for Doyle on that one.
Guzman checks it in. Sidewinders doing a great job of fronting those in cuts out of the vertical stack.
Poach breaks down a little bit.
A little bit too much juice on that throw from Guzman.
A little too much muster on that throw.
Now Sidewinders are in their vertical stack. Nice pressure.
Good pressure by Roy.
And it's a goal to Jade. We're 1-1 here.
Ooh, and Sidewinders is fired up. Reich is very happy about putting that one in and keeping this one tied right off the bat. I love to see that big celebration. I really enjoy seeing players happy to score and celebrating with their team. Definitely one of the highlights of any sport, but especially in Ultimate.
We've got some replays. That D from Igawa. And a little bit too much on the toss from Guzman.
Yeah, we can see a little bit of flutter with that wind. So there is enough of it to affect maybe these touchier break throws.
And there we go, Jade firing it up.
She loves it. Throw it into the ground.
She does love it.
Honestly, I love it too. I really enjoy seeing it.
Agreed. She's definitely one of those players that fires me up, and I get fired up playing against as well.
And they try a little roller out the side. Let's see if we see some kind of trappy zone.
Connie Wing picking up, and they are in the zone. Looks like Sidewinders are a little confused on their roles here.
Yeah, I think they meant for Alex Daniels to be a little more around on that and really stop that 90 degrees back throw.
It looks like Cynthia Thomas is playing person on Connie Wing, and everyone else was supposed to be playing zone. And we have a turnover from LA. Sidewinders pick it up on the sideline.
Just a little far out.
Running vertical stack as well. Cynthia Thomas open under. Oh, a little bit too much.
Oh, and we see the pursuit from. And we really saw Doused try to stay with it as long as possible and go for it. Love to see it.
Still in some sort of a zone with Cynthia person on Connie.
Wow.
And a nice
Big no
break
around
around to Dina.
Big no around mark from Cam Helm.
Oh,
And
Cam
with
Helm gets
block.
the D. Phenomenal. And she's
Right,
going to pick it up.
right as her name was in my mouth. She gets great play.
A little bobble, but it's possessed. Gainer by Liz Murphy. Cynthia's cutting in. Opting for a dump. Swing. Will they hit it? It's up.
Oh, and
almost.
she goes for the bid and barely misses. That wing moving up and down a little bit. Already a difficult catch to make.
Great
See a
bid.
replay of
Let's
it.
see that again. Kay Powell shooting it deep. Just out of the reach. Now
Doused loves to hit the ground at this point. That's her second bid. Let's hope for a third, and maybe that one will be a Callahan at this point.
Oh, Maggie.
Right back.
Unfortunate turn.
Oh, and another
Sidewinders
unfortunate
cannot possess
turn.
either.
And we saw a lot of those yesterday. I know that was a fast break. They really wanted to put it in, but these maybe unforced errors, if this game comes down to the wire, we see another double OT, I think Sidewinders is going to be thinking about some of these unforced errors.
Sidewinders with a stifling defense right here on the end zone line. Trying to maintain it here.
Weaver looks a little afraid to throw it into the crosswind over to O'Connor. They get it there. Ella Mellick really coming back into that handler role as well, and they are about to bust it open. There's one.
Pritchard going deep, stretching it. Maggie and Dina working it in the handler space.
Interesting to see Dina in this handler space as another unforced error, unfortunately. But Sidewinders hope to make the most of it, as looks like Shelby Petty will pick up.
And an immediate goal to Liz Murphy. Sidewinders with a break.
Yeah, I believe so. First break of the game, 2-1. Wow, Shelby Petty's doing a great job as that like defensive like link and making that whole defensive offensive possession kind of flow through her, swinging the disc. Really good disc management by Petty.
I also thought Cam Helm was a star on that point. She got the D, picked it up, and got the disc moving right away. She did not get to play in the game yesterday, so it's great to see her out there today.
I wonder how many roster changes there are and how much that affects day 2, because Astra had a barn burner yesterday.
We've got a replay here with the unfortunate drop.
Yeah, that's hard.
Maybe Maggie intimidated her.
She'll have another opportunity to make a play later today, though.
And the break for the goal. Nice lefty backhand.
Pulls up in the air and inbounds.
Amy Halverson picking up to Naomi Guzman. Sidewinders coming out in that zone. LA content to bop it back and forth.
Yeah, we see Swift in the handler space, really kind of taking the middle of the field. See if they get it back to her. Swift motioning for it. There she gets it.
Looks like they're in person D now.
Yep.
With someone, Jade, sagging in the lane.
Oh, Wilson shoots it deep. She is going, got it.
Naomi Guzman's there on the end zone line, knocking on the door, but it can't be possessed.
Difficult. Good poach defense by the Sidewinders, reading that upline cut from Wilson. And great throw by Wilson in this win, too. And let's see this trap mark for her now. Or flat mark, I guess. Oh. Nice.
Nice defensive play. Amy Halverson on Jade McLaughlin.
Ooh.
Amy picks it up on the sideline. Immediate break to center it.
Ooh. Wilson with another nice throw this point. Back to Wilson.
Looks like LA was in a horizontal stack, and now they're transitioning to vertical in the end zone.
Ooh. Switchy defense from Sidewinders, miscommunication. Astra can't capitalize.
Guzman with the goal to Halverson.
Great inside throw from Astra. They really like these nice insides toward the end zone. That was a beautiful one to space.
Got 2-2 now. This is the D. Jade could not reel it in on that sideline. Now Naomi with the goal to Halverson.
Was that bookends for Halverson?
I believe it was.
Wow, look at you getting bookends.
Just a reminder, these are the standings for the WUL. This is a very important game for the Sidewinders as well as the Astra. This is the Sidewinders' last game of the season, so this is a must-win for them to stay in the top 4.
Yep, top 4 are the ones that will end up making the playoffs. So pivotal for the Sidewinders to take this and then hope for a little bit of luck. So the number one thing they're looking for that 4 seed is the record, and then point diff comes in after. So I'm a little worried for the Sidewinders that that kind of boat race they had versus Super Bloom may come back to bite them if it comes down to point differential.
Sidewinders working it. Unfortunate turn, and Astra now has a chance to get this break.
Another one of those unforced errors we were talking about with the keys to the game. And an incredible second chance. And then they puts it up deep and uncorks it, but they say no. Nay, nay.
It's great to see Aubrey Diedrich back in this game. Yesterday she had a bit of a back injury, but continued to crush it. This is the first point I've seen her in, and she immediately almost got a D, so
See Obara looking for a hand block, try to get this back. And
Unfortunate turn. LA with another chance.
Kruger is so good at defense, she doesn't even look at it to get a D.
LA working it out of a host stack. Handlers maintaining possession.
Oh. Astra's doing a great job of dinging and doing within the middle of the field, even on like cutter uplines, which you don't see as often, but it's really good to see.
Jade with a D.
It's a great block on tight handler defense.
You can see Aubrey immediately wanting to streak deep for Sidewinders, and Dina picking her up. LP centers it. Sidewinders have room.
Astra's looking, I think their marks are a little bit hesitant to take away one of the sides. It's a little difficult seeing which way they were forcing as that point was starting up, if they were forcing flick or if they were forcing backhand toward the home side.
Jade tries to get it to Dietrich, and then she cannot. Ellie has another chance here. Coming out of a host stack.
See them poaching off Halverson. Timeout was called before the throw, which means it will come back to the Astra. That was an interesting timeout call by the Astra. What do you make of that?
I think it's a good call. This has been a really long point, and it seems like a very important one with 30 seconds left in this first quarter. They've had some uncharacteristic turns on both sides, so it'll be great to see if LA can possess this all the way and get this goal.
For this whole weekend, we've seen both teams really maximize the use of their timeouts. Not very many of them have left meat on the bone, so to speak. Yes, we're going to check out this, hopefully a replay later on, but we see that timeout call. Coach, I think, saw that the dump was a little bit difficult. Yep, we can see 33 for the Sidewinders. Alex Daniels definitely ready for that dump, reading it before it happens and anticipating and starting to close in before that throw goes off. So Astra avoids a turnover.
It is a bit windy here, but not as windy as yesterday, I would say. So you should see these players possessing and being able to catch and throw these discs a little bit better. Hopefully this timeout gave them some time to breathe, get some water, and get their bearings.
Looks like they are setting up as a flat mark, which means looks like they're taking away upfield and kind of allowing that swing back.
LA playing a vertical stack while Sidewinders do a bit of a junk.
And O'Connor comes down with it on the second chance. Yeah, Sidewinders are kind of going for the forced middle right there. Definitely switching the mark up after that swing was going off, trying to stop Astra from moving upfield.
Astra working it all the way to midfield now. Just going through the zone.
And they're just walking through it. And let's see if Astra tries to score before the time goes off. Pritchard with a little bit of the high stall.
Maggie on the doorstep.
I think it might be better to kind of wait for the zeros on here so they don't get a second chance. Yep, now this should be Astra's possession. I don't know if the offense planned that, but very smart if they did.
With this compressed space, it's a bit harder to find the end zone.
They have all the time in the world, though, and it looks like they're planning on taking it.
Still in this zone. LA is still working it through.
You know what I'd love to see here in this nice, conservative, safe zone offense is a big hammer into the wind.
What could go wrong? O'Connor to Pritchard. A hand block, but it's saved. And that's a goal.
Great chilly offense. Nice and slow and smooth. Pajella gets a little second chance off that hand block. They put it in.
I believe we're back on serve now.
Yep.
Coming out to quarter number 2.
Tight game. Tight game for a tight conference race with the standings.
Here we have a replay of the D and grab and goal. Nice hand block. Unfortunate that LA was able to grab it.
Yeah, very great anticipation by Bile, reaching out for that hand and knowing that they need to end the possession. And that's really, it's a little bit demoralizing because you almost made this great play, then luck just didn't turn out in your favor. But Bile's hopefully going to be searching for more of those, and hopefully she'll go in by the end of the game.
Yeah, that was great patience by LA to possess the disc all the way in. They probably had to throw 300 throws to get it, but it was worth it.
And they appear to be talking strategy. Maybe some adjustments they're going to make for the second half, maybe some win strategy. LA may be looking to see what they can do about Arizona's zone that kind of pinches them back into the middle. And don't go anywhere. We will see you soon for the second quarter. Astra 3 and Sidewinders 2. Don't go anywhere. And we are back for the second quarter. We will have, it looks like Sidewinders pulling to the Astra. Or I might be wrong.
Sounds right to me.
What adjustments do you think Astra might be making for the second half, or second quarter?
I think that they've had a little bit of trouble with their vertical stack. I haven't seen them using the full width of the field, and I haven't seen them making many huck plays. So it'll be interesting to see if we see Maggie airing it out to Dina, or if they're going to try to maintain the disc a little bit more, like they did that last point.
That last point, they did a great job of just literally running it upfield almost. Like they were just running connection. They knew exactly where they were going to be. It was pretty great. Pretty textbook.
Here we have the pull. Sidewinders receiving. LA coming down with 2 flyers.
And the great run through D by Roy. Another huge D near the opposite end zone by Roy again today.
Sadly, a drop, so now Sidewinders pick up. Jade immediately open, looking to Doyle. Back to Jade.
And another drop. And I don't think it's the win. I think they just need to come down with these.
It might be nerves. This is a very important game. Switching the mark there, going straight up.
Coming around. She'll run that down.
Jade almost gets a D on that one.
Second earlier in the up call, and she gets that.
LA really relying on their handlers.
Roy with a great contested catch. Knocking on the doorstep.
Might be a stall call. Oh, a timeout. Called by Astra.
They're not afraid to convert use a timeout to make sure they convert these breaks, but they are taking it on the sideline. So I'm curious to see what kind of defense Sidewinder might come out with on this pull on the low side, or off this timeout on the low side.
Yeah, they've been using a couple different looks, a lot of them relying on sagging on the in cuts and shutting down a specific handler. We'll see what happens.
I think Sidewinders could benefit from going a little bit harder on the trap. They've had the Astra's really had this swing come off multiple times, and it could be made a lot more difficult by the Sidewinders.
I agree. LA has been using their handlers a lot to just reset the stall over and over and over again. So Sidewinders need to come out and shut down the handler. Give no easy reset.
Looking downfield, we have, it looks like Elamelik at the front of the stack, followed by O'Connor. I wonder how long they're going to stick with them off the beginning. It looks like it's just going to be Elamelik off the front.
Avalon Igawa to pick up with K. Powell on the mark. It is a hard mark. No around, trying to get it off.
Good. Yeah, that's what we're looking to see more of that. They definitely need that 15-yard loss on a swing.
Sidewinders switching on the handler Ds.
Great throw by Zhang.
Really relying on these handlers. Igawa centers it, swings to Dina.
And Zhang with another great catch. Man, Zhang's been so important on this point. That was poor timing. Looks for that inside break, just can't connect on it.
Sidewinders picking up, coming out of a vertical stack. Immediately have Cody Lippincott wide open to Cynthia Thomas.
Oh, put it. Oh.
And a timeout.
And I wonder, that streaking deep cutter, I believe it's Liz Murphy. I wonder if she's going to have a word. Say, I was wide open deep.
And here we see some of the turns. Just unable to maintain possession.
Yeah. And these are, I know there's a little bit of wind. They're coming, and those are coming in a little hot. But some of these are, difficult throws where the defense is putting on a lot of pressure, and some of them are straight drops. So both teams can fix that problem.
Yeah, those low throws tend to be hard to grab, and especially on this turf, you don't necessarily want to lay out for everything, scratch up your whole bod. So got to pick and choose what's worth it.
And I noticed that O'Connor's on the sideline right now. I wonder if they defensively subbed her off. And maybe we can ask the coach about that during halftime.
Yeah, it looks like they're talking through some stuff. Arizona about to pick up on the sideline. Looks like they're in a horizontal or offensive formation.
Astra coming out with their zone with Guzman in the deep space.
Astra fronting the downfielders, but Jade is able to get it. She's looking for a dump and gets one. And Carly Steiner. Steiner and LP just swinging it back and forth, resetting that clock.
Great catch.
Lindsay Doyle. Looking for Jade. Jade's open. Has Doyle streaking, but wants a dump.
The wind is starting to gust a little bit, so maybe these deep shots they're thinking a little twice about.
And it's a goal to Jade.
There
LP
we go.
to Jade.
The big celebration, the big hype up. Arizona, when they get big energy, I would not want to play offense against that energetic defense that's hyped up. So great
and now
job
we're
by Arizona.
tied 3-3. Exciting game.
Yeah, Doyle did a great job on both points on getting very open on the underneath in this zone and then dumping it immediately right there.
Yeah, the throw and go. And another goal for Jade McLaughlin. She's fired up.
Fired up and ready to go. And I wonder if we'll see maybe one of these days the big NFL-style celebrations where they're all in the end zone. They have some choreographed dance or choreographed little celebration.
Yes, I saw Avery Jones doing some dancing for Super Bloom yesterday. Would love to see more celebrations. And here we have some stats for Jade. I think she has 2 goals. But I could be wrong.
Heavy counting stat line. Put her on your ultimate fantasy roster.
She definitely is. LA picking up, centers to Connie. Connie to Maggie. And there's an immediate call. A travel call. Connie has the disc again.
Oh, good defensive attempt by Winterbottom.
Another call. Looks like a pick.
I know players call their own fouls in WUL, but it's turning a little bit into ref ball.
And Dina airs it out to Maggie.
There's the connection.
Great read by Maggie.
Oh, and the great heads-up defense by Arizona. Excellent D by Bile. Hey, we mentioned that she might get another hand block attempt today, and in the next quarter she does.
Cam picks up.
And Bile with a great catch as well. And I wonder if the Arizona coach saw Bile set her right foot as her pivot foot and immediately start to worry about calling that timeout. And Bile completed the next throw anyway off the off foot pivot, but very interesting. I think she noticed that she maybe took a few steps forward and tried to come back and reset her pivot foot, and knew by then it was too late. And Arizona might be a little abundantly cautious.
Yeah, we'll see if they make any personnel switches or if it's the same 7. Here we have a replay of Maggie's great grab. And the drop. Usually it's Maggie airing it out to Dina, so that was interesting to see the Dina to Maggie connection.
Yeah, Maggie really closed on that well. I wonder if the 7-second stall is maybe in their heads a little bit and they're trying to get it off a little sooner than usual. I think in in a club game, she holds on to that an extra second, looks for a second dump, as opposed to trying to move it a little faster. But we're not going to see a zone look from Astra. We're going to see a straight person D.
Vertical stack for Sidewinders.
Oh, and someone missed the poach defense. They were poaching off the stack, and someone miscommunicated, and there's a missed assignment right there.
Arizona maintaining possession.
And I can't tell if Astra is attempting to force back to the middle, because their marks have not taken away one side at all. They've been a little loose and kind of letting Sidewinders do whatever they wanted.
It does look like there's transitioning into D2 now.
Wilson's putting on a nice backhand force.
We have a bit of a collision with 2 Sidewinders players. Looks like their feet might have gotten tangled up.
Okay, then one of you has to leave the field. Okay, fair. All right, we're coming into pre-stall.
Doesn't need to leave the field.
3,
Yeah, I
2,
don't think they made
1,
any actual calls, so. And a bobble drop for the Sidewinders. LA's now has half the field to work it up.
Yeah.
Camille Wilson cannot
another
reel it in.
drop. And
Sidewinders picking up. Immediately looking deep. Just out of reach.
Can't get it.
Great bid by Cody Lippincott.
Good attempt. A little bit of a same third huck, where it's a little harder to make that catch rather than throwing to the nice open space. But we see that Sidewinders do like to shoot it deep, and in this wind, maybe they're going to challenge Astra to work it up the whole field.
Yeah, they might be playing more field position in this quarter and switching up their defensive tactics.
And they're making Astra work. This poach D on the vert stack is definitely being very effective, and they are tightly swarming the handlers, making nothing easy.
Camille with another chance. Great grab on the sideline. Has one deep, decides to holster it.
Yeah. Oh, another drop. And they're just drops at this point.
Sidewinders picking up. Jade's open under. 2 players streaking. Using the full width of the field here. And that 7-second stall coming into play. Arizona close. Lippincott in the center. Swinging it to the far side. Lippincott on the door.
They're doing a much better job of using field position and finding the openings in these poaches.
Looks like they're in a vertical stack, but it's a little bit stagnant. Jade's moving, and Jade with the assist.
One more for the score, and good sportsmanship. Now celebrate.
Marilyn Reich with the goal from Jade McLaughlin.
And good job by Sidewinders just to take a little deep breath, and move it up. Looking for their openings, looking for open space. These players understanding when their defender leaves them and when they're the next cut.
Here's the same thirds huck to Lippincott, just out of reach. With a great bid, second chance. And there's the drop from LA to set up this. Goal from Jade to Marilyn Reich.
Yeah. As they got into that last 20 yards, they did a wonderful job of just swinging it in nice J's up the field, taking advantage of Astra being out of position on when that swing happens. So textbook. That's what you want to see.
Sidewinders with the pull, and they're now in the lead, 4-3. Centering it to Connie Wang. Dina's open for the swing, and a great
incredible
bid.
grab from Ella Melick.
She's definitely maintaining possession. Working it with these handlers. Trying to work this vertical stack. Not a lot of options.
Good switch from the Sidewinders handler defenders.
Go on the sideline.
Ooh, we see Shelby Petty go backwards to really clog up the open lanes downfield. Sidewinders definitely are doing a good job of making them work for it. We see Astra starting to break through and just not far enough.
Igawa on the mark, going straight up. Pushing the Sidewinders back, and Maggie
O'Connor
with the great
with the
D.
block. Now O'Connor just says, thank you. I'll be in perfect position right for it when it happens. Excellent job.
Nice breakthrough. Almost with the D there.
Oh, another
Very
inside
difficult
flick.
IO.
Oh, and
Igawa
so
with a great
close.
bid, but cannot come down with it.
That would have been a top 10 Sports Center play if Igawa could have came down with that one. That was an incredible run.
That's got to be a tough throw.
Yeah.
That IO forehand. Sidewinders picking it up. Not a lot of movement downfield.
I think Astra was trying to find who to poach, and one of them missed it maybe. And
Liz Murphy with a drop.
another drop. And this Sidewinders did this all the game against Super Bloom too. They're really doing it to themselves this game, which is unfortunate. It's difficult.
Nice fake by Pritchard. Shook me.
Yeah. I think she was panicking a little bit with that incredible mark from Bile.
Igawa with the shake and bake, and it's a goal.
And a great job by Igawa on beating her person to the front corner, but also incredible defense to try to hustle and get that block.
Yeah,
from
Megan
Liz Murphy.
Maxfield almost had the layout D there. Let's see if we can get a replay of that. Just inching it in.
Yeah. Meredith Bile today has had very, very good marks for the Sidewinders. Definitely given the defense a lot of chances to get it back.
Maxfield bidding, putting it all out there, but Igawa comes down with it.
Pretty high bid too. That was stomach, ribs level high. That is a painful, painful bid. But it looked really cool.
Yeah, on this turf. Oof. Hope you were in full sleeves.
Next time it rains, you should have a competition to see who can slide longest across the turf.
I would not want to tear up my body like that.
Think about how cool you'd look.
LA with the pull. Sidewinders center it. Looks like they're expecting a sort of a zone, and LA is in a zone. They have 4 handlers back. Swinging it.
Under 2 minutes left. Some small clock differences start in this time frame. If there's any observer calls or any stoppages, the clock does stop now.
Sidewinders just dumping it back and forth, resetting.
Steiner, Donahue, and Aragon for the Sidewinder just really content with being patient.
Aubrey with a great gainer to Lippincott. Back to Dietrich.
And I think they set the wrong pivot foot again on that backhand.
Carly Steiner.
Is that up? One observer saying up, a lot of players are saying down. Clock should be stopped.
A minute to play while we talk this out.
2, 1, disc in.
Sidewinders have the disc. A break throw.
Wonderful step out.
Great high grab for the goal.
Excellent job by Doyle getting that high grab. And there was a very big step out backhand off that sideline that really got around that mark and helped set that back to the middle of the field. And then it was just a pitch and catch for the Sidewinders from there.
Sidewinders with the lead now, 5-4 with just under a minute to play. Let's see if LA can come back to tie it up.
Astra has about 58 seconds left on the clock. If the possession starts to drag and takes longer than 4 throws to score, we may see them choose to chew the remainder of that clock and then go into
Here's a
halftime.
replay of the goal. Carly Steiner maintaining possession.
Here's that big step out. Right here just gets right under Kruger's right arm. And that is an excellent break throw. The power of a long stride goes a long way as a thrower.
And a great grab by Doyle for the goal. This is LA's O-line.
I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with Ella Milk on this point. And maybe they had her come back to the handler space against the Sidewinder zone earlier in the game. I wonder if...
Immediate D from Cam Helm.
Well, there's our answer to the earlier question. Let's see if the Sidewinders want to chew any time off the clock or just want to score right away.
Sidewinders handlers working it, jamming it in there.
Not in yet. So close. Knocking on the door. She needs help from Petty.
Gets a bailout. Dina's there almost with the D. Not a lot of options.
With the emergency stall 6 lefty backhand to the same 16th of the end zone. Petty does an incredible job of securing this break for the Sidewinders. And they've scored 2 points in a very short amount of time. Very demoralizing for the Astra, I'm sure, but excellent job for the Sidewinders.
Yes, Cameron Helm running down the pole, getting that D. Let's rewatch this. They think it's going to be easy. Cam says, nope.
Helm just eyeing it down. You know the whole time she's running down there, she's like, I'm going to get the block. Going to get the block.
Not a lot of options here, but Kay sticks around, gets the goal.
And imagine being on stall 5 and seeing Ella Melik of all people on the mark trapping you. Not an easy play by Petty, but she gets the job done.
So I'd be hoping someone calls a timeout for me.
They don't have any left. The earlier when Bile had the disc on the far sideline, they used it to definitely reset the count there. 13 seconds left.
LA working it with their handlers, trying to see what defensive scheme Sidewinders are bringing. It's a bit of a junk zone. Swinging it to Maggie. Handlers just working it, taking their time.
They're all sure-handed.
Looks like they have 5 handlers back now.
No need to rush.
Liz Murphy on the mark on Dina.
And we can see Astra's not stretching their zone at all. We have all 7 players within a span of about 12 yards. No one's really stretching this zone and making it difficult for this Sidewinders defense to close holes.
Yeah, I have not seen a lot of movement from the middle of the field. Just mostly handlers working it.
They're being nice and patient. They're doing a great job, but they're all just too close together, and they start to break through, but there's no one upfield to follow.
Here we see some movement from Astra.
Honey Wang looking.
Taking their time.
And here's Alamalik back in the center the center handler role. They start to move it up though.
That must be an adjustment that they've made with Arizona's zone, is bringing back more people to handle.
And just
out of the
trying to move it
reach.
past there.
And we are now at halftime with Arizona up 6, LA 4.
I wonder what Astra's going to do to adjust, because we saw that with without stretching the field on the offensive zone, on the zone offense, the Arizona defense can really clamp down and make these holes so much smaller. I'm interested to see if they're going to put a big player like Alamalik in the deep space, and we just see them miss that throw and catch for half.
Just off the fingertips. It's got to sting.
Well, the Snacks are up 6-4 as going into halftime, and both sides will be looking to adjust. What do you think of that Arizona zone? How much do you think we're going to see in the second half as well?
I think it's been working. I think it's been stifling the Astra O-line, and Astra's been trying to make adjustments to compete with it, but as we saw in that last point, they just aren't making enough moves.
All right, and we're going to cut to a break. Get your snacks, get your food, but don't go anywhere.
We believe that women and non-binary athletes deserve to be seen and our abilities showcased for the world to see.
We believe in perpetuating Ultimate by establishing professional teams and developing future generations of players.
We believe players of all identities and backgrounds deserve an equal opportunity to be recognized and lauded for our achievements in our sport.
We believe
in sustainably and responsibly creating equitable and accessible avenues for women and non-binary athletes to join and participate in our sport.
We believe that being transparent,
open,
and responsive to criticism is critical.
And that there should always be space
to fix our mistakes,
grow,
and be better.
We are the Western Ultimate League.
I really want to show young girls that they can be athletes too. I've struggled with imposter syndrome, and I've really had to ground myself in why I play. I play because it's fun. I like to compete. I like to show it with my teammates. I like to push myself to be the best. And I think being out there and doing that for them and having other people see and potentially think that, hey, that can be me one day, that's really exciting.
I know I've struggled in my own life to take up space, and I think that it's so amazing that the Ultimate Field has changed that for me. That I can get out there and I'm no, I know I am a good cutter and I know what I need to do here and I know my role on the team. And I think that it's just helped me open up so much. It's also led to more confidence for myself, and I really want for other women and non-binary folk to see that, oh, they're out there doing this. How do I get into that? What does that look like? What's my role there?
I really liked a combination of both endurance and shorter, more competitive sprints, and then also going up directly against players. And I think that also is what attracted me to Ultimate as well. Understanding what you're capable of doing is just a really great experience that kind of drives you to just get better at those individual skills in sports.
My Ultimate story, I've been fortunate to have coaches and friends and the community to encourage me to be the player that I am today and ultimately fall in love with the sport of Ultimate. So I hope that the Western Ultimate League, like this program we have today, Open Side, we continue to connect and welcome new fans and future players and continue growing this community that we all love. I think hopefully one day that someone will fall in love with the sport as much as I love it.
I think that's the biggest thing for me, is just knowing that we're giving an opportunity and visibility to the sport for young women. It's the best thing.
One more time. Oh yeah! Oh yeah!
Baby!
Cody!
And we are back here at Mira Mesa High School for the second half of the pivotal WUL game between the Arizona Sidewinders and the Los Angeles Astra.
It's been an interesting first half. Arizona is now in the lead 6-4. I think the most important part of this game has been the unforced errors that we've seen. Not a lot of clean holds from either team. A bunch of turns from both teams, but the Sidewinders have been able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, there is a little bit of wind here at Mira Mesa High School, but I don't believe it's enough to justify the number of errors, of unforced errors and drops that we've seen from both teams today. We're going to revisit the standings. See, this is Sidewinders' last game. This is their last chance to put themselves in the best situation possible. Especially if there's a tie, they need to increase their point differential as much as they can.
Yeah, this is a must-win for both teams, it seems like.
I'm curious to hear what their coaches would say about their team's performance so far on both sides. I think both of them recognize that the conditions aren't, perfect, no win, but I think both coaches and players, these are some of the best, these are like the best players in Southern California and Arizona, and I'm sure they are not happy with themselves either about their performances today. They're probably in their huddles saying to themselves, we need to get ourselves together. We're better than this, and they are.
And you can see here total turnovers 16 for Astra, 14 for Sidewinders, so definitely not a clean game for either of them, but Sidewinders have had more break chances and they've capitalized on that a lot more. I also wonder if it's just nerves or if it is the one that's impacting them.
Yeah, let's take a look at some of these maybe unforced turnovers from Los Angeles. Right here we see Roy just not getting up there in time to grab it. Another inside break from Astra on stall 6. Just not far enough from Pritchard to Sang. And then another inside look. Astra was hitting these inside looks yesterday against San Diego, and they're not as fortunate today.
Just out of reach. Yeah, if I were coaching them, I would tell them it's just catching and throwing. Like you said, these are all very capable players. They should be able to maintain possession. So
I think offensively and defensively, they don't need to make many changes. And although the throws and catches may not look good, what does look really good? Their jerseys.
Yep, Astra's jerseys up for sale. I really love their sun hoodie.
Do love the star theme. It's very unique. I have not seen this kind of design before from any professional sports team. So really love the leaning into the night sky. Although I don't know how many stars you're seeing in Los Angeles.
Yeah. Visit losangelesastra.com to get your kit today. Support your hometown heroes. Sidewinders also have some sick jerseys with their snake.
Really love that snake just coming up and down the jersey. Really interesting design. Arizona has a lot of snake themed teams. Diamondbacks, Sidewinders, and that's really the only two.
Yeah, I love their jerseys though. It's so aggressive. And LA trying to come out fired up. Bring the heat.
Who brings the noise and who brings the ruckus? LA does. We do see some people in the live chat also agreeing that Astra has some pretty nice jerseys. Maybe we can do a jersey ranking in the WUL as well. I don't know where Seattle would be in that one. I don't know if it'd be 4-0 though.
Yeah, Super Bloom's jerseys are really cute, but I love the aggressive nature of the Sidewinders.
Astra's looking to put their boots on to step on these snakes, though. And that was their last one.
Maggie cheesing.
See Astra having fun with the San Diego fans. It's like Barretto giving the fans a little bit of a show. And we see both sides taking their lines. Looks like it will be a deep point for Arizona as we see Shelby Petty once again on this line for defense. And she has actually done an incredible job on the offense for Arizona today.
It's an interesting way to put it. And we have the pull, Ellie on O. Immediately centering Takani wing. Gawa also a threat.
Arizona came back with his own.
It has been working, making them throw a lot.
And we see that they have LA put Weaver farther downfield. They realize that they need to stretch it a little more. So Weaver's downfield in the deep space for them. It's making these swings definitely a lot easier. Got that extra 7th person there.
LA doing a great job of using the full width of the field. Finding wing in the middle. Starting to slice through.
Yep, LA is starting to figure out a little bit more. Looks like some Arizona Sidewinders players looking for someone to guard. And these holes are definitely wide opening up for the LA Astra as they are moving up the field much easier.
We'll see if Cam Helm can get another D in the middle of this zone.
You know, I'm surprised that Bile came out to mark flat right there and wasn't marking trap. I wonder if we asked the coaches what the purpose of their zone is, what the answer would be. Because it looks like Bile's coming in again. Now she's coming here to trap, but kind of just allowing Ella Malik to bring it back to the middle.
Yeah, seeming very soft on the mark. Just allowing LA to throw it. But that might have worked in the first half. Waiting for these unforced errors.
And Astra, to their credit, looks a lot more polished right now. They look very secure in making the good throws and catches, and look a lot more confident right now.
Oh no, Dina with a drop.
Talk about commentator's curse.
All right, Sidewinders with a chance. Cam Helm picking up. On the sideline. And an unforced error gives Astra the chance again. Honeywing picking up to Maggie.
Think they'll reset in their zone or go straight to person?
Looks like they're trying
they're
to
a little
figure it
unsure
out.
themselves.
Yeah.
Bile looking like it's still in zone. Going into person. They're pointing to Ella Malik.
Pritchard right there.
So nice lefty in for the score.
I feel like we saw a lot of lefty backhands yesterday, and that might be the first one that I've seen today.
Yeah, I might be a little hesitant to put them up with the wind.
Yeah.
And you can tell LA just looked a lot more confident in their offense on that one. They weren't unsure. They weren't maybe desperate to get it off or looking shaked at all. They looked like they knew exactly where they were going to go.
Errant throwaway.
You see Alex Daniels is not happy with where that flick went.
LA Astra happy to have that goal. Way to maintain possession throughout. Here's Dina trying to work it out with her coach, figure out where they might have gone wrong and where they can improve.
Yeah. I'm sure after every single point, the O-line's been talking in little huddles, just trying to work with this Arizona Sidewinders defense and try to find where the holes are going to be. And they were finding them at that point.
Big swing to Jade for yards. No one's guarding Jade.
LA figures out their person situation.
Yes, those look like they were playing person defense. Cody Lippincott can't come down with it, but her teammate can.
Way to save that. Way to save that drop. Oh,
looks like a bit of a collision, probably a foul here, as Amy trips up Carly Steiner.
Yep. We'll hear the audio down in the field.
Here's a replay.
Foul contest.
Dietrich with the ball.
Well, it's a freestyle, so it doesn't matter. What's your count at?
Steiner calling the D, or foul.
You know, I noticed is on that replay, 48 set a right foot pivot, but she's a righty as well. That's the third Sidewinder we've seen do that today, where they set their I don't want to say the wrong pivot foot, but not the normal one.
Steiner's throw just out of Jade McLaughlin's reach. Astra picks it up. Now working it out of their own end zone. Guzman with the swing. Got some open undercuts.
Roy.
Same thirds, Huck works out.
And Roy just making sure that she puts it up, and she uncorks it, and it's gonna go on the front of the red zone.
Great read. Can they punch it in? And a goal for LA Astra. We are tied 6-6.
Roy again with the score. And between last game and this game, she's made her mark on the offense on both for the Astra in both of these games, and making pivotal points and working with the flow in both games.
It's great to see LA come out of half and immediately get 2 goals.
And
it's a game.
Looks like we're back to 6-6 with the Sidewinders coming up on offense. So on serve in favor of Sidewinders. So here's that huck into the wing, which is nice. And Astra reads it absolutely beautifully in finding where that's going to land. And it looks like that is Barreto that catches that and gets the assist.
It's a great read. Let's see if LA can do it again.
You notice they have LML coming back for this D-line point, as well as Swift probably to take that center handler role in the offense.
The pull is inbounds. Sidewinder center it.
Sidewinder looked a little unsure in their initiation cuts in the beginning from that host stack.
Aubrey saving that. Cody Lippincott open on this sideline.
Looks
no, not Lippincott.
Donahue gets it anyway.
That's who it is. Sidewinder's just working it down this field.
Yeah. Astra defenders looking pretty far off their persons, people. And they're not trapping on the sideline either. They're really kind of keeping it in the middle. Straight up marks.
Yep, straight up mark.
They switch the force back to backhand, and another unforced error might be a call. Not a call.
Her defender was right there on her, so would have been a tough grab.
Yeah.
In traffic.
Definitely
LA now working it, ping-ponging it back and forth. A high one goes up to Dina, and Sidewinders come down with it.
That's difficult. Swift looking for that inside, maybe not a break throw for a flick, but definitely in some traffic, definitely a little trickier.
And Jade McLaughlin with the assist to Audrey Diedrich once again.
Great hold by Sidewinders to kind of stop the bleeding there. The Sidewinders cutters were very open as they were marching it downfield. I don't know if Astra maybe had some kind of pokey defense that broke down, but on both possessions, it looked a little easy for them with the exception of the turn.
Jade was wide open there, did not have anyone on her. It's got to be hard to play a transition O to D to O to D with this many turns.
For Sidewinders, their Pochi Zone D has been pretty effective, both against Vertstat when it's been a pure zone, as well as a little more of a hybrid between zone person. But I wonder what LA defensive adjustments they're going to make, because what they did that last point either needs to be cleaned up or kind of scrapped.
Sidewinders with the pull. Will it stay in? Yes. Saying to Avalon, to Pritchard. Maggie's going deep. They opt to center it. Offense trying to move. Nice break throw.
There's that
Maggie's
inside
going.
break we saw yesterday. And she uncorks it to O'Connor. O'Connor's going gone in front of the red zone.
Great sky by Maggie. And the goal. And the goal.
Again by O'Connor. Let's see her dunk it over the goalpost. But she is fired up. And she got big on that huck. That was incredible.
LA coming out big in the second half.
As you see a replay of it, we see pulling it up. I believe it was also Weaver who threw the huck in the last one as well, going in this direction. She seems to be a little more comfortable putting these deep shots up to her teammates going in this direction. Maybe we'll see Connie Wang and some other of these handlers from Astra start to put them up as well, but Weaver's got it dialed in.
Maggie with 2 goals today. Usually she's the one hucking deep for the goal, for the assist, so maybe this is the adjustment that they're making. A little shake and bake. We are tied now, 7-7.
Whoa. It looks like there might be some type of
Offense has 10
offsides.
seconds.
Or a time violation.
Offense, you've got 5,
Delay of game.
4, 3, 2.
Sidewinders get it at half field.
Check. Offense needs to freeze.
Looks like LA is in a zone set on defense.
All right. Defense, check in when you're ready. You got 20 seconds.
Looks like they're trying to push Sidewinders to that low sideline and then trap them there. And we have another deep shot. She uncorks it deep. We have a battle in the deep space. And it looks like that is Igawa on the defense.
That
She
girl
says no.
hungry for D's. She's hunting. Usually Aubrey Diedrich comes down with those deep balls. LA is fired up right now.
They want it. I would like to see some more deep shots as well. They're very entertaining. The inside break to start off.
And we have
Just
a drop
can't
from
open.
LA. Sidewinders get it with about 25 yards to go.
It looks like they will go to pure person defense with the lefty backhand, moves it to the dump.
LP to Steiner, and Camille with the D. Great
Camille with
heads
the
up D.
Great block to get her hands up.
Guzman centers it. Got open in cuts.
Wilson's just taking over this point, getting wide open and uncorking it to the deep space, and that is gonna go! LA for another score and another break as they take the lead.
I believe that's bookends.
Incredible job. Wilson just getting the block, the heads up block, keeping her hands up, and then making this great huck for a score. We're going to see the D by Camille. She immediately goes upfield and uncorks it to a streaking
Avalon Igawa
for the score.
Who got the other D on Dietrich. Fired up, LA coming out hot.
That'll pad the stat sheets for both players.
Looks like Sidewinders are having a bit of a talking to right now. This second half has not been in their favor.
Man, that might be I would not want to be in that huddle. Do you think that the coach is making any technical adjustments to their defense, or are they making just do you think it's just more of a pep talk and reminding them of something little?
I'll bet it's both. Looks like they're making some adjustments on how they're going to mark folks, and it does seem like they need a bit of a breather to get back in this game.
Yeah. Yeah, they did look like their marks on the sideline were very forgiving, and I feel like they came out expecting LA to turn it over themselves rather than take the disc away from them. And LA has done a remarkable job of completely turning around these unforced errors and making great throws and catches that they need to make. They're capable of making them, and they, coming in, it looked like both teams are struggling, and now it looks like LA is the better team. But we'll see if this timeout helps the Sidewinders reset.
Guzman with a huge pull. Sidewinders centering it out of a host stack. And LA is in a zone defense. So Sidewinders are going to swing it. LA is giving them these resets for free, so maybe they're at the same mindset, hoping that Sidewinders make a mistake on their own.
Swift just ran sideline to sideline twice or 3 times getting on this mark.
It's got to be exhausting.
There's a miscommunication, or this is the plan, is they just want Swift to get a hand block.
Sidewinders handlers just beatboxing it back and forth.
Oh.
Nice break. Find Jade on the sideline.
Ha! Way to keep your hands on it, Aaron Donahue.
Dumping and swinging.
Getting around Swift. Switching those big arms on the mark. Yeah, they are running Swift back and forth. And this zone is not sustainable when you have one person expected to do that.
Sounds like we have a fire call going back into person Dino.
Back to Donahue on the far side.
Back to LP. To Lippincott. Lippincott opts for the dump.
Yeah.
Nice patience from the Sidewinders.
Lippincott and Doyle have done a great job just burning their defenders under. Just saying, I'm faster than you, and going and getting them.
Foul is called.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Nice break throw on the IO forehand. Oh, LA with a D. Sidewinders thought that they could sneak it around with that backhand. LA says nope. LA working it down the field.
Roy wants that one back. She made those tough throws all yesterday and earlier today on that sideline, and she wants it back.
Yeah,
She's
Audrey
get
Brown
it
was there for her, but now they're on D. Back in this sort of junk zone, giving away the free resets.
We'll see if they put a little trap on.
They are
They
trapped
are.
on that sideline.
Ooh, gets it around Swift.
Sidewinders bringing back Doyle to help.
Donahue with the disc, sending it back to the middle.
Looks like Sidewinders know they need to fight for the high side, but taking any opening they can get, and it's Jade McLaughlin.
Oh, and she puts up a prayer, and that's going to be a jump ball, and we're going to have the Sidewinders come down with it, but it looks like there's going to be a call, and Lippincott snatched it out of the air.
Guzman says no call, it's a goal.
Great sportsmanship by Guzman. That's not an easy time to make that good integrity call, but excellent job. Excellent job by LA. That's twice this weekend that they've had very good integrity on maybe more controversial times.
Here with a replay, we can see Jade airing it out. Naomi trying to find position, but Lippincott comes down with it.
Man, it looks like she just snatched it away and said, "That is mine."
Yeah, they always say to catch your Ds, but I don't always agree with that. Could go wrong.
See, if you're never close enough to get the D in the first place, then you don't even have to catch your D.
Shockingly, that is Cody Lippincott's first goal of the game.
Wow. And you saw during that point, her and Lindsay Doyle were just kind of getting it at will. We see Sidewinders putting it on the sideline and a little roller play to start off.
Let's see if they do any sort of a trap.
Got to get down there a little bit faster if they're going to trap them.
Cynthia Thomas on the mark, being huge.
Excellent mark by Thomas.
I think she is once again going person on Connie Wang, and the rest of the Sidewinders are in a zone. So they're trying to take Connie out of the equation.
And the box and one is great when they have this like one dominant hand. They're really holding on to everything, but Astra's showing that they don't need one. They're a full team of 7.
This zone's pretty effective, keeping LA in this area of the field, unable to find many openings downfield.
Yeah, they're going with a 2-3-1 and then leaving Thomas on Connie Wang on the far side. Connie Wang's happy to stay out of it and let her teammates march it up themselves. Oh!
Dina slices one through, and 2 Sidewinders players are down. Looks like they're okay, though.
Sidewinders try to make a big play there.
LA is not going to let up, not going to wait for them to get up.
And we still see Thomas on Connie Chang and the rest of them playing zone.
The third quarter comes to an end. LA is in possession. We'll see if they can get this goal.
Oh, and Ella Mellick with a great blade through everything to find O'Connor. And they are knocking on the doorstep.
Patient offense from LA. Definitely want to possess.
And it looks like they're starting to get into more person and try to find their people. And they hit O'Connor for the score to end the third quarter. And Astra has dominated the third quarter coming out of the half.
Great comeback from LA. That halftime must have been very helpful for them. Get their bearings, adjust to the wind.
They've made a couple key adjustments on offense. They've extended the zone to make those windows bigger to get through the middle of it. So before, in the end of the first half, we saw all their players within the span of 15 yards. Now they have that deep, really pulling everyone, really dragging everyone so they can burst through it.
Let's see that goal. Maggie just open.
All right, and we are going to come to the fourth quarter. We have Astra up on Sidewinders, 9-8. Do not go anywhere. We are coming to the end of this game as we go into the fourth quarter.
Welcome back to the LA Astra versus Arizona Sidewinders game. We have a nail biter here. It's 9-8. LA is about to come out on D, and you have to wonder what adjustments the Sidewinders are going to make in this last quarter of the game.
Yeah, Sidewinders are really coming out strong this time, and they need to make a change and need to put some points on the board.
LA coming out in a zone. Sidewinders have been relying heavily on these handlers to do a lot of work.
Yeah.
And it does not look like there's a lot of open players with this defensive scheme.
They're really cycling between Steiner and Aragon right now. And Wilson with another D, and that's at least the second one of the game for her. And let's see if she can get a score. We have Astra coming in, and Astra comes in with another break. And that is huge for Los Angeles.
Naomi Guzman is fired up. Camille Wilson fired up. LA coming out hot.
And you know your team's doing a great job and doing really well when your entire team comes onto the field to celebrate with you. And it's not just, the other D-line members while the O-line gets ready. It's the entire team coming together to celebrate. That's when you know they're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, Sidewinders seem a little bit stumped right now. They were not handling that zone defense well. Not a lot of in-cuts coming in for them. Not a lot of swing opportunities.
They're looking like they're kind of getting trapped on that sideline. I know this wind is a factor, so they're a little more hesitant to take these over-the-top throws, but there's other ways of getting it to the high side as well, as opposed to big throws over the top. They are keeping Wilson on. They are not taking her off. They're saying, Wilson, go get another one.
She's been crushing it. Hungry for D's. Naomi Guzman with another huge pull.
And caught that pull. Back to Steiner.
LA coming out in the junk zone again, fronting the downfield cutters. Abby Diedrich way deep, maybe a little bit too deep in this wind.
Great shimmy and breakthrow by Steiner. Wilson needs to drop off. She sees the one behind her.
Sidewinders, handlers just ping-ponging it back and forth, waiting for someone open. There's Aubrey coming in with Camille Wilson on her. Bit of a low throw, but it's possessed.
Wilson on the
by
mark.
Maxfield.
You can see Wilson's hunting for it. She wants it very badly.
LP with a big swing.
All right, here we go, fourth quarter. Arizona trying to keep alive for the playoffs, trying to stay in it.
Jade McLaughlin dumps it to Steiner. Steiner
puts it up in the air, and that's going to be a jump ball, and we're going to have LA come down with it again. And Sidewinders are not connecting on their deep throws today.
Guzman centers it, swings it. Sidewinders are in person D, and LA
Oh, and they put it up in the air. They say, Audrey Brown, go get it, and oh, and it's so close to a fantastic top 10 play, but just out of reach.
Huge bid.
That throw had a little too much mustard on it.
I think it was a great idea to test the Sidewinders D. We haven't seen a lot of hucks in this game, so might as well put it up when you're up by 2 and play a little bit of field position.
Oh, and Sidewinders puts up another one, and that's contested off the bat, and we'll see if it comes down, but she wasn't moving, cutting to open space downfield.
Just a little bit too much IO on that.
Was right there. I don't know what they're seeing on that. They're getting a little bit worried and a little bit rushed and trying to score at this time, but they need to slow down. They're looking a little bit kind of desperate to score fast, and I know Pritchard's like one of the highlight players of them, but if we see that shot, that's not planned. That's not something they practice. We'll see what the Arizona coach has to say. Is going to talk to their team about, but we know that that's not the open look that they want.
Yeah, their offense seems a little bit chaotic right now. Maybe with that 7-second stall, it's a little bit difficult. Let's check out these turns.
See this deep throw, and once again, like that's the goal on that is to have an IO flick that curves back into Pritchett to the right. We see Roy shoot for that one, but the difference between the Sidewinders puts and the Astra's puts right here is that put to Audrey Brown was to open space downfield. There was no defenders there that could have contested it. It was just a yard off. This one, we see Pritchard wasn't going deep. She was just kind of standing there, and Guzman was already right there in better position when that decision went off. They look flustered and they look frustrated.
Yeah, Guzman's been a great deep D for the Astra, playing Audrey Diedrich, making sure she can't get it, one of their stars. And here we have LA picking it up on the sideline. And a vertical stack. Sidewinders coming out with a great defense.
Sidewinders need to be a little more trapped there and try to get that block. Looks like LML drawing a contact. Oh, and good job by Shelby Petty trying to get that block on the drop to O'Connor.
Maggie's got great hands. Looks like there's a travel call on Connie Wang.
Yeah, Arizona needs to take one more step on the trap mark and get a block here. I know that Alex Daniels really wants to get a hand block here and stop him. Daniels on the trap. Watch that mark. O'Connor puts it up to Ella Melick. Ella Melick goes and gets it about 15 yards away from the end zone.
Looks like the Sidewinder defender saw it was Dina and decided to let her have it.
Maybe saw a little bit late. But if you're going to go up against someone in the air, that's not the person you want to go up against.
Dina with the disc, swings it. Little throw and go. And Sidewinder's in a zone here. Cam Helm is down.
I hope she just lost her footing and isn't more hurt.
What's the call? I'm sorry. Just a foul on a defender somewhere here? Is there a contest or anything? Okay, was that like on a throw coming here or anything, or?
I thought she was behind me and I just cut back.
Okay.
So I'm contesting, but I don't think it matters.
Okay. Did you already have the disc, or was it on a throw from?
I think it was on the cut, right?
From over there?
Yeah.
Okay. We're contesting and sending it back. Was there a count? What's the count at?
Looks like a little body bump there. We're gonna.
All right, then we're coming in saying 1. Pre-stall, 4, 3.
So in WUL, you can, the offense can move and defense can move 4 seconds before it comes back in, as opposed to USAU Club where they have to wait for it to be tapped back in. Weaver with a nice catch. And Arizona's really clamping down on their defense now. They are making it tough on LA. And where was this in the last quarter?
LA still able to gain some yards. Short but sweet. Oh, great D there.
Excellent defense by Arizona. They know they gotta move fast.
LA was being patient.
Oh, we got a call.
Sidewinders need this now.
Okay. Before the throw? Yes? Okay. All right, it's a foul. Who had the disc? But it was like up here, right? Okay.
We're going to see a replay on what this foul call is.
One throw ago. I think you had it right.
What?
You can see a couple players on the ground.
Who's that a foul on? Oh, it's probably on the
off-disc
one of the
foul
cutters.
call. Yes, Arizona is stepping up their defense here. Definitely bringing the heat a bit more.
We're gonna pre-stall here. Okay. All right. So pre-stall 4, 3.
Looks like LA has the disc. Cam Helm on the mark. Oh, another
no!
almost D.
Oh, and that is not what we want to see. I hope she's okay.
Looks like they're talking it out. See who had possession on that.
Man, that is Alex Daniels saying, no, I thought that was clean.
Here's a replay. Let's check it out.
Okay. Is there a count here?
I mean, she does get a hand in there, and
I think Daniels caught it.
It looks. Yeah, looking on the replay, I can see why she's saying that she thought she got
Pre-stall,
that.
4, 3, 2, 1, disc in.
Good
LA
defense
will have
by
it.
Daniels.
Yeah.
I'm just glad they're both okay.
Another one of those where maybe you don't catch your D. Sharon Sang with it.
Oh, LA's got to split Daniels a little bit. Daniels fiending for that block right there.
Yeah, she really wants that D. Wants that one back.
And LA is just bouncing it back and forth in between this zone. Need to move it over. One more to O'Connor. There it is. That's what they needed.
Eating up some clock with this one, too.
Yeah.
Sidewinders D is stifling. They're not getting many yards.
They are hustling on this defense. Cam Helm and Daniels really doing their best to just reach out and try to grab one of those. And they uncork it to deep. They go to O'Connor. O'Connor, it misses. Oh, just a little long, and Ella Mellick goes to try for the bid, but doesn't quite get there.
I think the wind carried that one out a little bit. They saw Maggie open and got hungry for it.
They really wanted to end that possession, but I think the smart thing to do if you're Astra, just kind of hold it. Just put it up, the wind.
Little too much juice.
Little too much mustard on that throw.
And Dina laying out onto the track, that's gotta hurt. I thought the turf would hurt.
Bidding contest on track next?
Hard no. All right, Sidewinder's gonna have to work it up the whole length of the field. Looks like they're coming in vertical stack. LA's in person D.
We see Shelby Petty with the disc. And Petty gets it to her teammate.
Great grab by Kay Powell. They're going to talk about it if it was up or not, and looks like it was down. Good spirit from Kay Powell.
Far Observer did have a pretty good look at it.
Dina with the disc looking for Maggie.
Oh, little UCSD patented lefty backhand to O'Connor for another Astra score. And Sidewinders has to put in a quick score here. They can't take too long. Astra's probably going to come out in a zone. But what a great job of starting that in the live space to make room for that lefty backhand to the break side. Excellent scheming by Astra to open up that look for Ella Mellick and O'Connor. So let's take a look at this turn that happened from Astra, from Shelby Petty. You can see a
This is the Sidewinders.
I have that as up.
Yeah,
I
hard
don't
to
know.
say.
We'll see
She
if there's
was
another angle.
under it with one.
And that one's not definitive, but I don't know. If I'm Arizona, if I'm Kay Powell, I can see why she says that. No, I had that up.
Maggie with another goal. This time Dina with the assist. 5 minutes left in this game. LA is up 11, Arizona 8. Guzman rips the pole. Might be going out of bounds though.
Well, comes out of bounds. Yep, Astra definitely looking a little bit zony.
Indeed.
Against the zonies.
Looks like they're trapping them on this low side.
Sidewinders have been living on this low sideline all game. They need to get it to the high side. This is a big reason that they're behind against this Astra zone, is they're just getting trapped on that sideline.
Nice breakthrough.
Oh, and just
Can't you
loses
save it?
Oh, and 48, Aubrey Dietrich just can't quite save that one.
Good bid. Nice attempt. Sidewinders on Dino. Looks like they're going straight up-ish. Maybe backhand.
Roy with the big huck, and it goes, and it is going to the front of the end zone. Over to
Emily
Ash. Emily Ash just back off.
Swinging it, looking for that goal. Not quite there.
Good timeout from LA. Excellent job seeing Roy have it, seeing that a little hard no around on. She actually did have an open upline front of the stack cutter. Give a little juke and a little ankle break on her defender, but great timeout call to punch this break in.
Yeah, now they get another 7 seconds to reset the stall, don't they?
Yep, another 7 seconds. And as well as if LA puts this break in, I think they put the nail in the coffin on this game.
Yeah, it's starting to run away with it here in the second half.
LA has just made fantastic adjustments at halftime, and it's really stifled Arizona. Kind of all day we've seen both teams going from the south end to the north end, getting cut on the low sideline.
Here's the huck. Going up to Ash. She reels it in. LA coming out with a plan here.
I'm very interested to see not only what end zone set that, first they put their O-line out there. They put their, looks like their kill squad with O'Connor and Alamelec out there. But I'm interested to see not only how the O-line sets up, but I think we might see some kind of defensive set from Arizona as well. They did bring out Cynthia Thomas, who was that box and one defender. And it looks like they're going to have her match up somewhere deep in that live space, maybe go for a poach block right here, as they're triangling off the back, and they will have Alamelec to pick it up with Shelby Petty on the mark.
Looks like they've got a zipper play. Jump ball. Igawa comes down with it.
And that is a score for the Astra, and
Connie Wang with the goal.
That might be it. They are really making it difficult for Sidewinders to come back, and you can see they're walking off a little dejected, and they gotta act with some urgency if they want to get back into this. We're probably gonna see some Hail Marys at this point.
Here's a replay of the jump ball that Igawa comes down with and then finds Connie immediately in the end zone.
Yeah, LA has been fired up this whole second half. Offense ready. Wilson on the D-line.
Looks like Amy Halverson with the pull.
Yeah, and worth noting, Astra should not put their foot off the pedal. Oh no!
Carly Steiner with a drop, unfortunate. Let's see if LA can do something with it. Camille's deep. Right here on the end zone line.
Inside break for Astra for the score. Oh, and they are hyped.
Audrey Brown with the goal.
Incredible job on that inside break from Astra on a nice 7 cut. And I think it's a little coarse saying this, but I think that point has kind of summed up the Sidewinders' second half.
Yeah, they've had some drops and some unforced errors, and I think LA has been kind of allowing them to do that. They've been playing a zone defense that allows the Sidewinders to dump it, but unfortunately they've had some drops.
It's rough. You can see, looks like Steiner just takes her eyes off of it right as she's about to catch it.
Yeah, uncharacteristic drop from one of their main handlers.
Steiner's been very sure-handed all night, but I think those uncharacteristic drops for Sidewinders today have kind of been characteristic, unfortunately.
LA's going to get every goal they can to get this point differential up. Try to get into the playoffs.
So for a reminder, if the Astra win their next game and there's multiple teams tied 3-3 for that 4th spot, it will go to point differential. And right now, they've lost a couple other games by more. They really need to up their point differential. As Wilson gets another block.
Camille is on fire this game.
Drafting her next year in my WUL Fantasy League.
Brown picks up. Nice IO to Halverson, but she can't maintain possession.
Which is tough, because that was an incredibly difficult throw that Audrey Brown just made.
K. Powell with the disc. Hucks it
Oh, they
deep.
put it up, and that is going!
Open receiver.
Not gonna go. As the wind just takes it too far.
Difficult to read. Trailing edge over your shoulder. LA now has to go the full length of the field. Halverson on her own end zone. Audrey
Great
Brown open.
Oh.
Gets too excited with that throw to Camille. K. Powell picks up for Sidewinders. Hucks it again. Looking for Cynthia Thomas, and it's a great goal.
Grab. And Thomas says, we're not out of it. We got it. Wonderful throw. That's not an easy throw. I know it's only it was only 20 yards as far as north and south goes, but that traveled about 40.
Yeah, great blade from K. Powell to Cynthia Thomas. Visionary.
And Thomas has filled this kind of great role. Let's watch a replay of this great, nice back shoulder, low margin of error throw.
Snatching it up.
Yeah, just taking it.
And then the aggressive spike. Love it.
Ow! She says we're not out of it. Yeah, doused also into it as well. Sidewinders just needs to get the 7 most energetic people out there right now that are willing to play the hardest defense, because I don't know, some of them are very much like, we're not out of it, we have this, we got it, and they need to get some quick blocks.
Yeah, they need to have some stifling D.
And they elected another roller pole. And that's not a bad idea, but they got to hustle. They have got to get down there because they're going to try to break it off the high side right away.
K. Powell was the one who threw the pole and is also immediately down on the mark. It's got to be hard. Pritchard with the disc.
Ooh. Meredith Bile looking for another hand block. Yeah.
Maggie's going deep. They
she puts it up to O'Connor, and that is up in the air.
Cam Helm says no. This is a great game for Cam Helm. Glad to see her getting as many Ds as she's got. She's a young star for the Sidewinder team.
O'Connor. Good inside
nice
break.
IO from Cam.
And not seeing a deep, second deep cut off the back of the stack, but it looks like that's okay because they're kind of letting him get it under. A little prevent. Petty puts it up. Petty going deep. Petty looking for Bile, and Bile cannot hold on to it.
A little scary play there. We'll see if she's okay. Had to go up huge and maybe get a second attempt at it.
I hope she's okay. Look at this replay. She's matched up against LML, which is a tough matchup for a jump ball. Throw.
In this wind. The second attempt.
Oh, I think she hits her head on the second attempt, and that is not what we want to see.
One minute left in this game.
We are checking to make sure that she's okay. I do want to say that that deep throw by Petty was a much better deep look than the Sidewinders had been making earlier. It was 2 open space, 2 a going cutter. I know LML was the matchup, but at this point you got to do it. We're going to make sure that she's okay and take you out to break. Alright, welcome back. It appears that both sides made a player adjustment off of the injury call.
LA picking up. 50 seconds left in this game. Maggie with a great grab above her head, but I think we have a call.
Is that a call on Connie?
I think it's another travel call.
Yeah, she's just asking. Okay. There's no count, so it's ground check and you play.
Sidewinders kind of have to get it, and if you're Astra, you just kind of bounce it back and forth. But
Yeah,
although you would like another score right here for that point diff. Oh, I love when lots of calls are made.
Who called the pick? You did? All right. Is there a contest? Yeah. All right, we're sending the disc back.
I believe Sang is saying
you
that
said
she
3.
did
Okay,
not
we're saying
believe
4.
that she was within 6 feet of her.
Two, one, disc in.
Back in. Igawa with the disc. Looking for Maggie. That's a tough one. K. Powell with the D, but we have a foul call.
Connor's saying it's a foul.
It's a turnover either way. Are you going to call a foul here?
A stall and a foul.
A contest on the foul? All right, no contest, but hold on. Is there a contest on the stall? You're contesting the stall.
And it's a turnover. It looks like it's going to be a turnover either way. It's just going to be where's the placement of the disc that
right.
where Sidewinders is going to pick up from.
We have a stall called. My ruling is it was not a stall. We come over here. We've got a foul called. That's contested. Oh, it's no contest, no contest. All right, so the disc is going to be here.
So foul, Maggie's going to pick up.
Good spirit by O'Connor. Although it's easy to have good spirit when you're up by 4 and there's 30 seconds left in the game.
Yeah, it was probably good spirit by K. Powell not to contest that. Maggie has an open receiver for the under. Dina's also open.
Oh, please.
Pritchard streaking.
Put it. Put it.
Wing streaking.
Oh.
Dina content to dump it.
It's the smart, responsible decision, but it would have been much cooler to see LML like put it right there. Speaking of put it,
Wang
we see a put to and a wonderful D by K. Powell saying, I can do it again.
K. Powell's all over this field.
And we saw
Picking
O'Connor
it up, hucking it, pulling it.
K. Powell's doing her best to keep them in it. Petty.
10 seconds to go in this game. Great D from Dina.
With 3 seconds left. And let's see if Astra can get some point differential. And they do.
And that's a goal, and that's the game.
That is the game for Astra. What a second half for the Los Angeles Astra.
Yeah, they came
made
back.
Their adjustments, and they came back and won convincingly. I believe Sidewinders only scored 3 points that whole second half. I think it was about 7-6 or 6-5 when we went out to the
I think they were.
halftime.
I think Arizona was up by 2, and then did not score many more goals.
And as good as O'Connor and LML have been today, this is really their whole kind of their whole roster doing a great job from LA. We saw Wilson getting huge blocks. We saw Swift running the entire course of the field horizontally on this zone D. We saw Kruger making some good plays. Weaver and Singh taking care of the disc very well. And they're definitely did a great job. Barreto got into it too. So great display from their whole roster. I
agree. They used the whole depth of their roster. And Sidewinders, while they are missing a couple of their key players, just didn't have the depth today to take down the Astra.
Yeah. So with the next couple of weeks for WUL, we will look at some standings later on. Let's take a look at the play of the game. We can see this amazing huck out to O'Connor, and O'Connor goes up and grabs it. That was really the turning point of when Astra started to turn it around and make these deep hucks and open up all this space and come back.
Yeah, usually it's Maggie that's doing the hucking, and I think the adjustment that they made was putting her downfield to score more goals for the Astra.
Man. Go ahead.
I was just going to say it's a beautiful day here. This was a great game. The first half was especially exciting. The crowd loved to see it. The energy here is hype.
So this puts the Astra and the Sidewinders at 2 and 3. So please put Sidewinders at 2 and 4. The Astra are 2 and 3, and they were, I believe, had a negative 11-point differential before entering this game. So they won by 5, and they need to win their next game by quite a bit to try to get that 4th seed.
Here's some more highlights for you. Cam Helm with the D on Dina. The mascot dance off.
So Jella just getting that second hand there. Ella Melick really going through. So what this means is that we are going to have a little bit of a playoff race for that 4th spot. We know that some of these teams have a lot of games left. Seattle Tempest is 4-0, I believe, in the #1 overall seed. Super Bloom at 3-1. Onyx, I believe, are 2-1, and it looks like them, Astra, as well as the Utah Wild, will be really looking to get those last 2 spots for the playoffs.
Excited for next weekend's game in Utah.
Thank you for watching, and have a great rest of your day.